Before we move on, let's talk about a few things from the video that I would like to give further explanation for. With the ATP meter, one thing to keep in mind, do dead things produce ATP? No. So it's a measure of life. It's a measure of cellular life because if you remember from chapter 2, ATP doesn't last very long. It only lasts for parts of a second. Also, wild animals are reservoirs of infection. With our ground squirrel here, bubonic plague has become endemic in the United States, specifically the southwestern United States, in rodents, ground squirrels, ground living rodents. So if you're out camping and you see a dead rodent, a dead ground squirrel, do not go and pick it up. Just recently, this being 2012, there's a little girl that picked up bubonic plague while camping with her family, and she didn't touch the rodent, but she wanted to bury it, and she put her coat over the rodent, and fleas jumped from the rodent to her coat. When she put her coat back on, guess what? They bit her. Don't even touch them. If you want to bury them, use a shovel. Fleas don't like shovels as well. Also, waterfowl. Not necessarily this Canadian goose, but waterfowl have a tendency to spread influenza. We used to think that there had to be a pig connection, that we had waterfowl, wild waterfowl coming in, infecting domesticated geese or ducks that passed to the to Wilbur, to the pig that's also living in the farmyard, and then the farmer would get it. We've seen cases where it passes directly from the waterfowl to the humans, but that's one of the main ways that we get new strains of influenza, is through wild waterfowl and their migrations. Now on to how the infection spreads from the reservoir to the host, to the current host. You have direct contact transmission, touch, also kissing, like in the video about how dirty a person's mouth versus a dog's mouth. Contact, including kissing and sexual contact, are considered direct contact transmission. That doesn't mean that you should stop kissing your loved ones. Indirect contact transmission is where you have an inanimate object that acts as a mediary. So I take a drink from this glass, I've got a cold building, somebody else comes, takes a drink, the cold virus is passed from me to the glass to the person. And these inanimate objects that are part of indirect contact transmission are called fomites. Also on this counter would be the used Kleenexes, and also for women who share makeup, that's also considered fomite transmission. Then we have droplet transmission. I have another video for that.